Hello darlings, and you join me in the car for another episode of Driving to Work on a Thursday. Now, when I do one of these, it's normally because I haven't done a proper video, and that is precisely the reason for doing this today. I've had an intensely frustrating day, unbelievably so. I was almost pulling my bloody hair out, but oh, look at that. Where's my little cloth? There's a little triangle of, not a triangle of doom, a triangle of besmirchment on the inside of the windscreen. Right, come on, let's get going. But it did occur to me that it's not an unpleasant afternoon, and who knows how many more days like this we are going to get. Well, and actually, clocks are going to be going in a jiffy, aren't they? And I'm going to be driving to work in the dark, so let's make the most of it, shall us? Yeah, it's been a disappointing day on many levels. I went to bed feeling happy and positive and slightly pissed. Yesterday turned out to be okay. I was really chuffed that I got the merch store sorted. Oh, it is nice, isn't it? Isn't it nice? Yeah, I was really chuffed that I got the merch thing sorted. Good live stream last night. Oh God, we had a giggle after the live stream, didn't we just? In the Mary Huff management chat, quite often Mustard comes in when he's finished his editing and whatnot, stupidly late in the morning, 1 o'clock, 1:30. Matron's normally up. I'm normally up, but I'm probably cooking, eating, doing whatever I'm doing after the live stream, so I don't always get involved. It often ends up just with Mustard and Matron having a bit of a laugh for a few minutes, and that's kind of what happened last night, very amusingly, and this really did tickle me. Get over. Mustard did a deal on a car in the last few days, and apparently the couple that did the deal were a couple of, they were a gay couple, couple of chaps, and they apparently told Mustard that they were each individually and collectively absolutely convinced. What are you doing on the wrong side of the road? Absolutely convinced that I was gay. And I find it really really amusing. I love the idea that that there are people out there having an intense debate with themselves or others about whether or not, oh dear, that's a bit bright, about which side my bread is buttered. Means I'm doing something right, doesn't it? I might have a massively unsuccessful YouTube. Oh, look at the size of that pothole. People living in that. That's only going to get worse this winter. Yeah, I must be doing something right in terms of being out there on social media if people are sufficiently invested to debate which side of the bed I sleep on. And I suppose it's it's a fair enough debate to have. It's quite amusing, really, because for all anybody knows, I could have been in some sort of a closet all of my life. But for the majority, pick almost any time in my life, and there would be, aside from mannerisms or things like that, there would be very, very little indication that I was gay, because there'd always have been a woman around. But ironically, of course, since starting the YouTube thing, there hasn't been a woman around, has there? Or not visibly, anyway. Try to remember the time scale of things. Chinese Madam went the way of all good things in September. I can't remember if it was, I suppose, God, it must be 3 years. It must be 3 years ago last month. At the beginning of September, it would have been that Chinese Madam went the way of all good things. And of course, since then, I've been single. So as far as YouTube is concerned, then, hang on, I'm just fiddling trying to open a packet of Spanish cigarettes. Yeah, as far as YouTube is confirmed, there hasn't been a lady on the firm, as they say, has there? I mean, I know that over the space of the last, how long have I been doing YouTube? Oh yeah, I was saying that, big old thing, hang on. Oh, that's better. Yeah, Madam went into September, and I started YouTube. Well, I did the first video on New Year's Day the following year, but I started properly sometime around spring, and then started more properly in summer, something like that. So, God, I suppose it's over 2 years I've been going now, isn't it? Blimey. Time flies when you're having fun. But of course, yeah, during that time, there hasn't been a woman in my life as far as YouTube is concerned. Because any women that have been in my life in any way, they've not been on YouTube. Not everybody is either comfortable with or in a position to be filmed and shoved out into the public domain. So, yeah, I guess it's perfectly acceptable to question things, especially as I spend most of my days off hanging about with a camp damp Jesus. Exhibit number 1, my lad. So, yeah, last night was okay. I had some fantastic dreams in the early hours of this morning. There obviously must have been some triggers last night, and I had dreams about. I dreamt about the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty, and others, and they were jolly good dreams. I enjoyed them. So I was feeling alright when I woke up, and I was looking forward to, having not done a video yesterday, I was looking forward to doing the, excuse me, got a burp coming. I was looking forward to doing the restaurant review video. So, the only other down thing is this guy turning right, he is, isn't he? Who's got right away here on a staggered junction? He approached the junction first. So it might have been his right away, but there you go, you snooze, you lose. What was I talking about? Oh, right, yeah. I didn't put the bin out yesterday. I was all carried away. What's this? Abnormal load convoy. I hope it's not coming down this bleeding road. bad enough the double-decker buses are coming down here now. It's a right squeeze at some points. Yeah, I was all carried away with doing the merch yesterday, wasn't I? And I forgot to put the bin out. And I thought, well, you know, there's half a chance that that I can be up in time to put the bins out this morning. Because they tend not to come first thing. They tend to come kind of 10 o'clock-ish, something like that. But I was properly woken up from the last of my lovely dreams by the sound of the bin lorry instead. So that's the bin shagged. So I'm going to be on emergency refuse control for the next 2 weeks, because I think it's still a fortnightly connection. I think they're still... What's happening here? What are you doing? Oh, I see. There we are. Yeah, I think it's still a fortnightly collection, so the next 2 weeks are going to be tricky refuse-wise. But other than that, I was looking forward to today. Came downstairs in a jolly good mood. Nice cup of coffee, all of the normal stuff. And I set to work. This road is going to be terrible this winter. The potholes haven't been properly repaired since last winter. So I set to work editing the video, and it all went okay to begin with until I got to the bit where we were in the restaurant. And then, for some unknown reason, it just caused my edit suite to freeze up. Just real go slow, a real freeze. And you move the timeline just a couple of seconds and it would literally be 3 or 4 minutes until it re-established itself and unfroze itself. And I couldn't work out what the issue was. I still can't work out what the issue is, to be honest. No idea why. At first I thought the iPad might need clearing, and it was. The memory was nearly full. So I cleared up a load of space, about 50 things, mega things or killer things or whatever they are, those Boaty doobie firkins. And that didn't help. And so then I kind of chopped the bit I had into pieces and tried exporting them individually, see if that would fix it. And the first 2 went okay, but then the third one, which had bits of the restaurant stuff in it, it wouldn't export. So I can't really edit it, I can't export it. And I spent about an hour. I've got a guy driving so close up my bleeding arse in a Ford Focus Mark II with his lights on in the blazing sunlight. And it's backed off a little bit now. Yeah, I spent a very frustrating hour indeed, and in the end, because time was marching on and all of this, I thought, right, I'm going to have to, the whole second half of this video, or the last 2/3, I'm going to have to try and do them in my old editor. For whatever reason, the new posh editor won't have it, won't have anything to do with them. So that's what I ended up doing. I had to do all of the restaurant bits in the old editor, which I haven't used it for months and months since I started using the new one. He's up my arse again. He wants to overtake. Is there a gap coming up? No, not enough of a gap. Yeah, so I haven't used the old editor for ages, and I found it very clunky. I'd forgotten how to use it. So I had to do all of the restaurant bits in that, which it did without a problem. So the new editor, the LumaFusion, does seem incredibly fussy. And then I had to export it from the old editor and then download it into the new editor and hope that the fact that it had been edited and it was now a complete formatted piece of footage or whatever, I hoped that it would be alright. And to cut a long story short, it was. So I had 3 separate films that I had to cut together to make one, and then I had to cross my fingers that that would export okay, and thankfully it did. But all of this has taken up forever, so it's another occasion where it hasn't fully uploaded by the time I've had to go to work. So I set it up as what's it called? It'll go out at 1919 basically, and members will have seen it a bit before that. But and that's the other thing that went wrong tomorrow. I had the text message of doom from the bank, and there was nothing I could do about it. I didn't have enough money to pay in to stop whatever has bounced from bouncing. Yeah, so all of that was very frustrating. Lunch was really disappointing. Not sure if I just did a really bad job or whether I was just in a bad mood. I think I was just in a bit of a bad mood. Didn't get a video done, hence having to do this. I quite like the driving to work on a Thursday, so. In spring and summer, I should do it as a regular weekly thing, because you'll see these seasons change and it getting gradually darker, and if I did it on the same day each week, you'd get an ongoing picture, wouldn't you? The restaurant review video, it's bloody awful. It really is awful. I was trying to take it seriously, or at least semi-seriously. Must have just thought we were pissing about. It was a really complicated edit, because I had to edit out all of Mustard's nonsense. God, he did talk some crap on that video. Yes, all right. I know. I can tell from the time. I know what that is. It always comes in at this time. It's a text message from the bank to say that we couldn't pay this because you haven't got enough money. It is slightly depressing, battling the financials all of the time. Hey ho. What can you do? If I was that worried about it, I'd get a proper job, wouldn't I? Restaurant news. Ram is obsessed with the idea of getting into the Guinness Book of Records. It's all he's talked about since Tuesday night. He's had me doing loads of research into trying to find out what records exist, whether he could set a new one, whether he could beat an existing one. And the record he wants to set is for blindfolded chopping. And there are chopping world records. The quickest time to chop 50 pounds of onions the most onions chopped in an hour, that sort of thing. I haven't been able to find as yet a world record for blindfolded chopping, but he's utterly obsessed about it, and he wants to film record attempts, which I'm fine with. Might make quite good footage, and who knows, maybe we can set a world record. I mean, he is quick. I looked at the videos of the world chopping record. You can see them on YouTube. And at first I thought, well, they're quicker than Ram, but then Ram pointed out that they're just doing, when they were chopping an onion, they were just slicing it, they weren't dicing it, which is a lot quicker. So, yeah, Ram is as quick as any of those that I looked at. But the weird thing about Ram is that he's just as quick blindfolded as he is not blindfolded. So, you know, maybe there's something in it. Maybe we could actually set a world record. And, yeah, he's taking it really seriously, bless him. So the plan is we're going to have a few practice runs. I'm going to do as much research as I can to find out what records there are existing, and then next week on Wednesday is the suggested day, we're going to have a bash at one or two of them, or have a bash at setting our own if it's a record that doesn't exist. No updates on the upstairs. It's such a shame about the upstairs. It's such a shame. I don't understand why he doesn't just put a team in there and get the job done in a week or 10 days or a fortnight, and then we can crack on. We can all earn some money out of it. I don't know if it's not wishing to sound racist, and I don't wish to stereotype, but some cultures do seem unhealthily obsessed in doing things on the El Cheapo, even when they've got pots of money, which the landlord most certainly has. Why do it? Why do the corner cutting? Makes no sense to me. Here we go, darlings, get ready. Hands together and greetings, Honourable Bridge. Oh, bollocks. Oh dear. Oh well, could have done without this. Oh, there are cows over to the left. Black and white ones. They won't have to pay for a colour TV licence then. 12.5%. When did the gradient signs change from 1 in whatever to 12.5%? 12.5% is it 1 in 8? 8 tens are 80. Yeah, it's 1 in 8, isn't it? I wonder why they felt the need to change. I wonder why the traffic isn't moving. Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy Daniels. Right, well this is boring. I'll bring you back when the traffic starts moving. Well, we're kind of shifting a little bit. Let's have a time check. What time is it? I'm okay for time. Now, there's a bit of jeopardy a bit of restaurant jeopardy tonight. Normally, we have 2 people front of house on a Thursday, because Thursdays can be kind of busy. Tonight, we've got 0 bookings, and Tuesday and Wednesday night were both very, very quiet. So, back to the old cultural generalisation of saving money wherever possible. We're not getting anybody else in tonight. So if we get a shed load of walk-ins or some late bookings, we're screwed. Or I'm screwed anyway. Ram said, oh, if we get busy, I'll call somebody, but nobody ever comes at short notice. You have to tell them the day before. Yeah, what a lovely afternoon. A lot of traffic tonight. Don't know why there's more traffic than normal. Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Oh, right, I'll tell you what. Hang on. Clear left. You might not have been on the live stream last night, might you not? So, yeah, should mention that merchandise. The old merch. Merchandise is now slowly becoming available. That's what I was doing yesterday when I wasn't putting a video out. You know all of this if you've watched the live stream, or if you're in the Facebook group, come to that. But yeah, I've now got a connected merch shop, and I've put some bits in there. But I did ask on the live stream last night, and I've had quite a few ideas. But if there's anything that you can think of that you would like to, or that you would like to see in the way of merch, do shout it out. Oh, we're finally shifting. Am I going to get through on this cycle? Yes, I am. Good stuff. We're off and running again, darlings. Okay, and again, on the subject of the old merch, again, I covered this in the live stream last night, but I'd like to put it in a video. The way it works is, when it comes to your merch, you can go one of 2 ways. Now, you can go off on your own bat and get a load of things made, and then flog them yourself, via your own website or whatnot, or advertise it on your YouTube videos. And that's fine if you're somebody like Hugnut and you can be reasonably certain of getting the stuff sold. If you're a tiny little channel, there's no certainty of that. So what most people do is they use one of the 3 accredited shops that you can tie in with your YouTube channel. There are 3 of them. You can have all 3 if you want, or you can just choose one of them. Here we go, past the mystery building, and that works just as a fulfillment thing. You put your own designs on their products, which are like blank canvases. You use their shop. It all ties in with your YouTube doings. And when people order, the order goes to them, doesn't go anywhere near you. They print it off, they send it out, and they process the money. And then every now and then they send a little bit to you, the YouTuber. So the advantages of that to your YouTuber or to me are that there's no financial outlay, and apart from the faff of putting the designs up there, he's driving right up my arse again. It's still the same car. What's the point of that? I'm going to slow down just to piss him off. Yeah, there's no financial outlay. There's just the time of uploading your designs and whatnot, and then you don't have to worry about anything else. It's all done for you. And if anybody buys anything, then you get a little trickle of cash coming through. But the way it specifically works is they set a baseline price for each product. That will obviously have their own profit built in, because they're not doing it for the good of their health. And then you can set the amount above that you want to set your prices at. And the amount above that will represent your profit margin in it. And that is variable. You can decide that. Now, the prices are very expensive. In fairness, they are very expensive. But that's kind of par for the course because of the way that it works. But I've got mine set to the minimum profit level for me. So the prices are as low as I can make them. And I've had a look at a few other channels, and they're using the same stores as me, and their stuff is way more expensive than mine. Like, I was looking at Gary Eats, and one of his mugs is 15 or 16 quid. And yeah, oh God, another one. And with me, it's like 11 quid. So he's dialed in a healthy old profit margin there. I don't want, I'd like to earn a couple of bob off a mug or something, but I don't want to take your trousers and pants down. So I've set it to the minimum margin for me. So I've literally made them as cheap as I possibly can. They are still expensive, I know that, you know that, but the alternative is nothing at all, because if I wasn't using this system, then I simply wouldn't be able to do merch, because I haven't got the money to outlay on a certain number of t-shirts or mugs or anything in the hope that people will buy them. Neither, if I'm honest, have I got the time or inclination to deal with packing them and sending them out. Not enough hours in the day as it is. So the point is, there's going to be merch there if you want it and if you can afford or justify it. If you can't afford or justify it, or you just don't want any, just feel free to ignore it. There you go. Sorted. Simples. Right. And here we come to the old A38 Island. We is almost there. Fingers crossed tonight doesn't turn out to be a mad one. And I apologise for the fact that you're stuck with oh God almighty, how much more bad news? How much bad news can a man take on his way to work? What was I saying? Oh yeah, apologies, you've got one of these crappy driving to work waffling nonsense videos instead of a proper one. I'll try and do a proper one tomorrow, darlings. I mean, on the plus side, this won't take much editing, so that should free up some time tomorrow to do a proper one. I need to get my arse in gear and do something with the cars. I really do. I've noticed that I'm starting to fall into the winter hibernation trap of just not setting foot outside of the cottage until I have to go to work, and I really must fight against that. It's not good for YouTube content, and more importantly, it's not good for my emotional well-being. I need to get my arse out, fresh air, sort some cars. Oh, bloody hell. Here we go again. Oh, you going over, my lovely? There we go. And you say you're very welcome, sir. Right then, darlings. Thank you for your company as I've driven to work on this Thursday. Apologies again that it's been a somewhat dull video. And oh, the front door's open. The front door's open to upstairs. I wouldn't mind going in and having a wander about. Still haven't been able to show it to any of you, have I? Anyway, there we are, darlings. Thank you for watching, and hopefully the next video will be a bit more interesting. Much love. See you next time.